A year after the catastrophic flooding in Galena, Eileen Pitka's house remains in shambles. The damage inside even worse.
There's 4 pilings that penetrated the inside the house. One came through the kitchen, one in the living room.
Her cousin Charlie Huntington came in from Fairbanks to help and has a lot of work ahead of him.
One in the bedroom and one in the furnace room.
Charlie has big plans for the house and only a short time to make it happen.
I'll raise the house up and crib it, put these posts back in, weld them all back in, put the house, settle it back down, and just as easy as that.
3 days.
3 days.
It will take a lot of hands pitching in with the hard work. Charlie and his friends are more than happy to help, though.
We grew up together. We grew up with Eileen, so she's single and obviously she needs a hand, so that's what we're here for.
Like Eileen's, several homes in Old Town look the same as they did a year ago. Front yards are filled with reminders of the devastation that passed through.
This was my porch, and my freezer is tipped over.
Jennifer Hildebrand's house in Newtown, Galena, was farther away from the river, but still hit hard by flooding.
Well, this is when it was still in water.
All she has left are pictures.
This was my room. You can see it got to right there.
Her home turned into waterfront property for 6 weeks before crews tore it down. With the community's help, she's happy to be back in the neighborhood.
I think that's what gave me the most comfort, seeing everybody come and help. And because I really had mixed emotions taking down my house, because that's the only house my kids have known.
Back in Old Town, Jake Pograbinski works on Gilbert Huntington's house while he's out of town guiding a hunting trip.
Something had to be done. The resources were in really short supply.
The self-described river rat is known around town as Jake the Russian. His home in Old Town was smashed by ice last spring. Now he's living in a wall tent. Over the winter, he lived in his boat. Jake has a love for craftsmanship, but doesn't have the money to fix his own home.
This is very selfish of me. I have chosen a project that I wanted to do. This is not the way people build here or in the rest of the state.
He does a lot of work with old-fashioned hand tools and says the style of the home is more akin to something you'd find in 7th century Scandinavia. The eye-catching architecture sits out of harm's way next to the Huntingtons' home that flooded last spring, when water rose 12 feet in some places.
The water came very close to going over the dike, within 3 or 4 inches. If it did go over the dike, Galena would be toast. This is why Gilbert put this place as high as the dike, because if the dike goes, might as well find a better fish camp.
But those things are so rotted, I can't go any further, though.
Just down the street, Charlie Huntington is still figuring out how to fix his cousin's house. Even a year later, he discovers surprises left behind.
I was saying, how come the floor won't go down like it's covering that piling? I got to get under there and cut it. Didn't know there was a boat down here, though.
His perseverance goes to show when your community needs you, you step up however you can.
It takes a lot of people for this kind of devastation. They'll never get back to where they were, though. It'll never be the same. I think we can get under here with that loader and get that middle one up.
But he'll do his part to make sure people in Galena have some place to call home, no matter how long it takes.
There's a lot of moose said, yeah. How's your knife doing?
For Clarence Sam, the best thing to do right now is to stay busy.
It's really a difficult time right now.
He's helping prepare moosehead soup for Elder Lois Starr's funeral. He's also trying to cope with a tragedy fresh on everyone's mind. His nephew, Nathaniel Kangas, is charged with the murder of 2 state troopers the day before.
There's just nothing we can do about it. I'll never see him again. I'll probably never see him again. But then, again, those troopers' families will never see them again. They protect us. They're our protectors.
The small village of Tanana is heartbroken. 2 people called in to help their community ended up killed in the line of duty.
There's no words to express what I feel as a person. Any words I can express to the families of the state troopers, except to say that our village is devastated.
Residents say it's a senseless tragedy. They don't understand how a situation that started with an unpaid bill for a couch could escalate so quickly.
2 troopers are dead. 2 community members are gone now. They're going to be gone for life. I mean, over a couch. 4 people gone.
Tanana was already dealing with the loss of an elder. To lose 2 troopers in their village is beyond words.
And we'll continue to deal with it. This is just the day after. We're going to deal with it for the rest of our lives. We're going to think about it.
Clarence knows the most important thing for the community now is to come together to heal.
We have to keep going. We know that. We know we have to keep going.
It's a chilly Alaskan evening, and inside Alberto Caballero's home, it's almost just as cold.
Yeah, this is our stove that we've been using, and then we just turn the one burner on, you know, because it's the gas, it adds up.
Propane is his primary heat source since his boiler went out earlier this year.
We got to stay warm. I'm not going to freeze, and we keep a window open once in a while, you know, so that carbon monoxide doesn't build up. Yeah, so he's got that little heater that pointed to his room.
His family is trying to make do with space heaters too.
It all adds up with electricity, you know, and that furnace would just cut everything in half. Yeah, I'm 2 years older.
It's not just himself he's worried about keeping warm. He takes care of his brother, Juan,
It upsets me.
who's been on dialysis for 10 years.
They put 3 needles in my arm today.
Together, they're struggling to get by. Asking for help isn't easy.
I'm not used to it. The way I was raised, you know, it's you work hard to get what you want, and if you want something really bad, you work even harder. And I've been trying, but when you're retired, you know, and on a budget, it's hard to save money.
One look at Alberto's boiler, and it's clear why it's out of commission.
They told us don't even try to turn it on. It came with the house, you know. I mean, it's the house is 72.
That's why his daughter-in-law submitted him for Circle Plumbing and Heating's furnace giveaway.
Even start a fire.
Right now, he thinks he's a finalist in the running with 2 other families.
Maybe the other 2 people are more deserving, and I would rather them have it because I can make do, you know. I mean, we've survived for 6 months, and if somebody else needs it, I'd rather them have it than me. I have faith that when I need it the most, that it'll come through. It'll come through.
Alberto's faith pays off.
Circle Plumbing and Heating is here.
What do you think they're here for?
I don't know.
As the van parks in his driveway,
Hi.
he slowly realizes he's not just a finalist.
You guys got my legs trembling. Did I win?
His eyes are full of hope and gratitude as he gets his Christmas wish.
We wanted to let you know that you are the winner of the Will McLean boiler.
Oh, wow.
Put in your house for you. Merry Christmas to you.
You guys are, wow.
It's from, we wanted to let you know it was from our family at Circle to yours.
Wow, sir.
For Circle, the giveaway is about spreading holiday cheer and warm wishes.
The look on their face is just priceless. I love every minute of it. It's very sad knowing that he can't, or they don't have the heat. It's so easy to just turn the heat on in your house, and you don't really think about the people that don't have that sort of, ability.
For Alberto, the boiler is so much more than just an appliance. It's peace of mind knowing he and his family won't be left in the cold.
You got to do what you got to do when you're struggling like this, you know, and well, you can't afford stuff, you know, and you hate to ask people, but then people like you guys come around and wow, it's just totally awesome.
Come on, make some noise, let's hear you. 25 cents minimum, 50 cents maximum.
Step right up.
Good luck on your quarters.
And place your bet.
White.
It's gambling for a good cause.
So all the money that you lose here, you don't really lose, you just donate it.
But this isn't your average game of roulette.
Come on, cute little rat.
Here, 1, 2, 3.
The Palmer Elks Rat Race at the Alaska State Fair is actually older than the state itself.
I love this time. The fair is always fun, but this is a tradition. I mean, we're talking 4 generations come to this rat race.
4 for you.
For almost 60 years,
Fantastic.
carnival goers have laid down their quarters with faith the furry critter will return their winnings. Despite what its alliterative title suggests, The rat race actually uses gerbils because real rats can jump off the wheel and make a break for it. While some people have called the game cruel, these little guys actually have the easiest gig at the fair.
Realistically, these gerbils will work about 20 minutes every 2 days for 10 days, and then the rest of the year they eat and sleep and relax. We give them little special treats.
Behind the scenes, there's a whole team of reinforcements waiting to take a spin.
When you walk up here and you see this, you're thinking, wow, that's pretty cruel. But if you think about the average gerbil that's sold in a pet store, it winds up in a little plastic ball and the kids are chasing it and kicking it downstairs, and dogs and cats, so it's a pretty good life, actually.
3, 2, 1.
Once it's their turn to take center stage, many of the gerbils don't want to give up the spotlight. Their indecision keeps gamblers guessing whether they'll come out on top. At the end of the day, the Elks Club volunteers cash in and the gerbils go back to their cage, where it's a sure bet they'll get some much-needed peace and quiet after a hard day in the rat race. Heather Hintze, KTVA 11 News.
Ready, set, hold.
It's not about strength. It's about how much you can take.
Just for the pain endurance, I'm very competitive as it is, so I love it. And I apparently have really good ears to compete.
Michelle Strange is gunning for first place in the ear poll, but not if Vanessa Tabone has anything to say about it.
2 down, undefeated, on the way to the top. Got a few more pulls. Hopefully I can go all the way undefeated. Woo!
It's quite a sight as competitors wrap simulated sinew around their ears and try to tug it away from their opponent.
It's simulating being in the cold, preparing for frostbite. It's kind of what it's going for. The pain it's a different feeling. It burns.
In years past, it was just a single strand that would take its toll on their aural appendages.
I got 8 stitches on this ear. So this ear is my weak ear and this one's my strong ear. So when I start, I like to start with my strong ear because it's my winning ear.
Now it's a braided rope. Athletes say the thicker strand is harder to keep on, but cuts down on the cuts.
Super excited, really nervous. She beat me 2 years ago for first place, so excited / nervous.
Michelle and Vanessa go ear to ear in the semifinal, where Michelle comes out on top.
Woo! Good one.
Now it's time to try for the title that escaped her last year. But she'll have to settle for second place again, which is just fine with her.
Really good, because my ears aren't cut, so I'm actually doing fabulous.
Not all the competitors are that lucky. The men's final rounds proved to be a bloody battle. It's ear endurance to the extreme that will pay off for at least one competitor in the end. Heather Hintze, KTVA 11 News.